But this is, it is sweet. Hi there, I'm Avi, and I'm recording this. Hopefully, it's the start of a video series where I will sample different Icelandic beers and describe them. If you're watching this from other places, chances are you won't be able to get some of these, most of these probably. But if you can sample them along with me, and we can have a lot of fun. Now, today I'm going to be trying this. This is Surtur number 55. This comes from one of my favorite breweries in the world, the Icelandic brewery Borg, which is located in Reykjavik, in the capital of Iceland. It's run by a larger brewery. So this is technically, I guess, a microbrewery, but it's run by a macro brewery, and the microbrewery is named after an old a character from one of the Icelandic sagas, the tales from the heroic tales from the Middle Ages, and his name was Egill Skallagrímsson, and he was a chieftain. He was ruled in an area in the west of Iceland, and Borg, which this brewery is the name of this brewery, that's named after his homestead. So they're very focused on local ingredients and trying to make unique beers and very sort of Icelandic beers in most cases. And right now it is the middle of January 2018, and every year around January, February we have a festival called Þorri, which is an old, it's based on the lunar calendar, and during this month people eat spoiled, rotten food, sour meats, different weird, disgusting things. And that's one of the seasons where we have seasonal beers, and every year, Borg makes a different iteration of Surtur, which is an imperial stout. And their beers all have numbers. That's the number of the recipe. So their first beer was number 1. And then, the second was number 2. And their seasonal beers also have these numbers. And they've done many, many iterations of Surtur, different recipes. And so the first Surtur was number 8. And then I believe it was number 15, I think 33, 38. So they've done this for a number of years, and they all have unique numbers, each of the recipes. Sometimes they will brew those recipes again. So they've brewed number 8 many, many times. And so there will be a number 8 with a different year. So this has a 55, and it has the year, 2018. And it says it's barrel aged in bourbon and cognac barrels. So that's very nice. Now they do bring out the number 8 again and again, and they do different barrel aged versions of that. So that will be then 8.1, 8.2. Now they're up to this year. They have 8.7 and 8.8, and I'll probably be sampling those as well, so keep your eyes on this thing. So, this is the 2018 Surtur. I'm very excited about this beer because I like big beers, and I'm fascinated with barrel-aged beers. Now, this is a whopper. This is a 14.2%. And I'm just going to pour this. And that's a Borg glass as well, yeah. So here we go. There you go. That's very, very nice. This is a glass that came with a gift thing with Surtur a couple of years ago. So this is a special Surtur glass. Now, Surtur is the name of a monster, like a giant or ogre from Norse mythology. Surtur was, was a giant beast of a thing that was said to was said that he's going to be one of the key players in Ragnarök, the end of the world, according to Norse mythology. And I believe he's to be found somewhere in the Marvel universe or whatever. Now, this year it's they have they always they always do something different with this beer. One year it was they had dung smoked malt, so it was the malt was smoked using sheep dung. One year, I think last year it was vanilla, and this year it has sugar. I mean, apart from obviously water, barley, they have wheat, rye, sugar, cacao bean husks, hops, chipotle peppers, and yeast. Um, so this is very exciting. Let's take some. By the way, I have not tasted this before. This came out today, and I just poured it. I'm going to be smelling and tasting this for the first time. I didn't do it before and take notes or anything. So here goes. So this is chipotle chocolate imperial stout from Iceland. Here we go. Yeah, chocolate. Yeah, I get a little bit of chipotle, I guess, but not as much as I would have expected. Um, Not a lot of spiciness. It's mostly chocolate, bit of roastiness, as you would expect from an imperial stout. Yeah, a lot of chocolate. And of course, pitch black, as you would expect. The head retention is pretty much non-existent. There's no lacing. I think this glass should be very clean. It was hand washed, so it shouldn't be messing the head up. I don't think. Well, let's taste it. Yeah. Lots of chocolate. Bit of coffee. I can taste the chipotle, but it's very much in the background. It's very restrained, which I like. I have had chili beers that have been way too hot and not pleasant. It's nice for a sip or two. You go, oh yeah, that's hot, and then you don't want it anymore. This is very drinkable, I think. Mm. Mouthfeel wise, it's a little more carbonated than I like in an imperial stout. It's interesting. There is a little bit of heat from the chipotle, but just very, very faint. But I'm not getting a whole lot of flavor from it. I think it's getting subdued in the chocolate and all the malt, But it's what I like about this beer though is that for an imperial stout, it's not overly sweet. I don't care for overly sweet beers. I think a lot of times, especially with high ABV beers, high gravity beers, they get way too sweet. Especially barley wines and imperial stouts, they tend to be just like syrup, and I can't stand it. But this is it is sweet. It is 14.5% or 14.2%. Yeah, 14.2. So it is sweet. There is sweetness there, definitely. It's not, you wouldn't call it dry, but for the ABV, it's well balanced and it's drinkable. There is heat from the chipotle, and there's a little alcohol heat in there, but it's not too bad. I'm not getting a lot of oakiness from the casks. I'm not getting a lot of bourbon and cognac. It's there, it's this is a very complex beer. There's a whole lot of things going on in there. There's chili. There's chocolate. There's a roastiness from the malts, and there is a little bit of oakiness, but it's not too much. And yeah, I'm not getting a lot of I'm not getting a lot of cognac or bourbon flavors in there. Slight oak, but very subdued. I don't know that the barrels are necessarily doing that much for this beer. It would be very interesting to try side by side, oak aged and non oak aged. That would be very interesting. But all in all, it's a very, very pleasant beer. If you can get your hands on it, I recommend trying it. It is very interesting. I like this. If you have any questions or comments, that's what the comment section is for. And if you want more of this, I'm going to try and keep doing it. Subscribe, do all that stuff, whatever you do on here. If you are traveling to Iceland, I have a free walking tour in Reykjavik called Free Walking Tour Reykjavik. It's very simple. You can find that by going to freewalkingtour.is, and I also have beer-related tours and things. So if you go to beertour.is, you can find that. I'll put the links in the thingamabob down below. So it was nice being with you. See you later.